Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What lovely to talk. You me funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Gotta get out. We have to do it. We have to find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And the man to tell us all about the new show is the man himself, Mr. Simu Liu. Simu, how you doing, man?
I'm really good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know what? Thanks so much for taking the time to talk about this. You have, I think, one of the great barometers in entertainment history for figuring out a great project. From Shang-Chi to Barbie to Last Breath, now to Gotta Get Out. They're all killer, no filler, all out of the park home runs, man. I really enjoyed this show. And I think that you had a lot of fun working your hosting muscle and narration muscle doing this show.
It's really great when the contestants make your job so easy. Like, so much of my job was to kind of just comment on what was happening. I'm almost like a commentator, like a live kind of commentator. And some of these exit strategies, man, because, these aren't professional escape artists that we're talking about. These are reality TV stars and villains. And the kind of stuff that they come up with, man, it's so entertaining and so easy to make fun of that, my job as a host is really like the work is just cut out for me. And is one of the things that make this show so fun and unique and exciting is that you're watching these people come up with these escape plans in real time. And sometimes you're like, oh, that's actually pretty good. And then other times you're like, there is no way that they possibly thought that this would work. And it's the give and take of both of those elements that I think make it so fun.
Yeah, it reminded me sometimes when you're listening to, let's say, like a Spencer Pratt lay out this ingenious plan of his, or Omarosa trying to have her strategy and lay it out. It reminded me of, there's a scene in Ocean's 11 where they're explaining the three most successful casino robberies in history, and none of them were successful, right? None of them were successful. It sounds good on paper, but in practicality, they don't work. But that's what really makes this show interesting. And like, I work for ESPN too, and I'm such a sports fan, and I love competition and strategy. And that, to me, when I just read the log line of this show, I was all in. And then when I watched the first episode, I don't know how anybody could watch the first couple minutes and not want to just jump into this world. Are you a competitive person by nature? Do you love watching the strategy play out?
Yeah, I'm an intensely competitive person. Typically when it comes to sports, me and my friends have recently hopped on the pickleball wagon. Oh. And now it's like, it's like everyone's trying to play 4 or 5 times a week just to get better. Because every time we play, because if we're just playing each other, then we're not getting better than the other person. So I get that. I'm all about a good competition. I don't know if I would lock myself in a house for 10 days, if I'm totally honest. I really appreciated that part of my job where I got to spectate and watch people in that environment. But I'm a big, like, fresh air like need to go out and roam around kind of guy. So I don't know. I don't know is my answer.
You don't know. What I love is that obviously you bring in like people I talked about, Omarosa, Spencer Pratt,
Mhm.
some reality villains, some reality vets, and then you have new people to it. Whether they be a firefighter, somebody trying to pay for their son's education, someone trying to set their mom up for life, or whatever their story might be that brought them to this house. Who did you think on the onset had the edge? Do you think the people who've been in front of the camera before and know the reality lifestyle, or the newcomers and they're having that beginner's luck?
I'm gonna try to say this without offending anyone. No disrespect to the reality star veterans, but I guess depending on your opinion of the type of reality show that they're on, I guess sometimes you don't necessarily think that their head is in reality. It might be the best way to say it. So for me, I thought that the reality stars would make for, shall we say, more entertaining television. There's obviously a lot of personality when, someone like a Spencer Pratt shows up on your show, which is amazing. But in my mind, I initially thought that the regular people, the firefighters and the people kind of making a living, doing their thing, that those ones would actually have the edge. That being said, though, Spencer did give me he really surprised me in this. He gave me one of the more ingenious exit strategies that I think people have ever seen. It involves a trash can. So you you just have to watch it and see what I'm talking about.
We talked about stretching your hosting muscle, but also it's like acting. You can be an actor, but then you have to know how to facilitate different roles and different characters. I think it's the same with hosting. Hosting Saturday Night Live is different from the People's Choice Awards, and it's different from hosting Gotta Get Out and doing that narration. Sure. What was it? Did you find what muscle specifically did you have to kind of register when doing this show in particular? Was there something that you said, "Oh, this is how I approach this particular series"?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot more, I would say improv, which I know doesn't make a lot of sense when I say it, but like, because we'd be watching a lot of what was going on and then have to kind of riff off of things that were happening in real time. And that doesn't usually happen in like an SNL or a People's Choice context. Typically, then you're reading off a teleprompter, you've got your jokes, you've workshopped them kind of ad nauseum for days and sometimes weeks in advance. And you've got your bits and it's basically more about the execution. Whereas this was like such a free flowing and evolving thing that like from one day to another, we might, something crazy might've happened. We're like, oh, okay, we have to talk about how Omarosa just did this or how she just betrayed this person. What kind of like, how do we kind of riff on it in an entertaining way? There's a lot of those. I think we have moments in every episode where people are just going to lose it.
Well, because reality shows or documentaries or anything of the sort, they come together in the edit, right? Because you don't know what it is you're going to really get. You can plan all you want to, but when it comes to the edit and seeing the footage and the day-to-day, it can change the whole direction and the vibe of the show or what, like you said, you want to tackle that day. And I guess when you're watching it, do you find yourself rooting for certain people or can you still stay objective? Can you say, you know what, I'm just looking at this as the grand poobah, or do you go, man, come on, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I think there's a part of me that roots for every escape strategy to succeed. I think there's always a vision. It always begins with a vision. And I think as an audience member, you're like, okay, if everyone just does what they're supposed to, like this might actually work. Problem is people rarely do what they're supposed to. And one of the better escape attempts of the season, someone literally falls asleep. Like you've got, people working together in this Ocean's 11 style heist, and you've got everyone kind of doing their job. One person's creating a distraction in one corner. One person's monitoring the gate to see at what point there's going to be a window where it could open. And then we pan to like one of the most crucial parts of the plan. And this person is literally napping because she's fallen asleep. And it's like the most insane thing because you're like, how can there be a more important moment in your life right now than this? But that's just this show, man. And it's part of what makes it so unpredictable.
What makes it so much fun as the audience member, man. Got to get out on Hulu. Simu, thank you so much for taking the time this morning. The show is fantastic. You're great in it, and I really appreciate you, man.
Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.